Okay, today should have a much better signal than yesterday, because it is not raining, not supposed to rain, and the stream says we are at an excellent quality. So by all means, today should go much, much better than yesterday. I did do a little bit of hunting, off stream. I actually can't remember what the number was yesterday, but, no, Cam's not here because Cam's not here. If Cam's here, then this is on screen. So if this is not on screen, Cam's not here. I know sometimes I forget, but typically I've been trying to get better at it. Alrighty. Everything seems to be working. It did just drop to good, but... Alright. I'm gonna stream for a while. If there's more issues like yesterday, then I'll just have to end the stream, and just keep hunting, offline. I was recording the hunting that I did earlier, but I did not get a shiny during it. But that's okay. Alright. Let's stream for as long as we can. Alright. I'm feeling cautiously optimistic. Because I did do a lot of hunting earlier, so I got a lot of encounters going right now. I'm really hoping I can catch up to Cam. He's gotten a shiny like every single day of this event. Except for, I think, today, and that's just because today he's busy with, the TCG stuff. Meanwhile, I am at exactly one Lillipup, and that is it. You know, even if I don't get anything on stream, and like, even if there's no stream issues, I probably still will hunt offline, just in an attempt to catch up. Do I control what Nightbot does? Yeah? I don't like... I'm not the one sending the messages, but Nightbot is a bot that I have full control over, yes. Like, that's what I keep talking about whenever I say I'm going into, like, check the settings, because I have everything set up. I have different commands, for Nightbot. Like, oh, I forgot I did one for the Friend Safari at full odds. But yeah, I can control, like, let's go into spam protection. For spam protection, I currently only have blacklisted words and phrases and links enabled, so people can't just send random links and stuff. But I have it turned off on excess caps, excess emotes, excess symbols, and repetitions, because it was getting a little too, not aggressive, but like overactive. We went Cameron. Wonder who that could be. How do you want me to give Nightbot a sword, shield, and suit of armor? I don't know what you think I'm able to do here. Because I can't control, like, the actual, like, YouTube channel. All I can do is control the messages it sends. Alright, come on. I gotta get a shiny today. I just have to. Surely my luck is not that bad that I will go another day without a shiny. I think the dogs are barking at a train, which is interesting because I don't think they normally care about that. Either there's something outside I can't hear, or something the dogs care about trains. Man, I really hope the Noibat is the one that shines. I know I'm going to keep bouncing back and forth between the three, but right now I'm wanting a Noibat. Why do you keep saying Among Us? I was ignoring it because it didn't make any sense. Why did you say it again? Ooh, you're hunting for Poipo? And then Solgaleo. Nice, those are some pretty cool hunts. I really hope you get the Poipo quick, because I know resetting is not ideal. You can't just say it is sus. I'm afraid that is not answering my question. Are you just saying nonsense? Like, that's a better answer than it is sus. What number am I at? 285. I'll stay in the Safari for now. Ooh, actually no. I know what to do. If I just leave and come back, I can refresh my mental state for the Safari. Nope. I went right past it. Have a nice time? Boy, I sure hope I do. Aw, man. Come on, something's gonna shine. I was really hoping the lag that time was because the game was trying to pre-render the sparkles, but no. That's just the game lagging. Well, that was weird. I clicked the button and it just didn't run. Glad the game is running flawlessly. Oh, hello! Welcome to the stream! I think I want to reach at least 500 today. I feel like that's pretty reasonable. I guess technically I don't want to reach 500. I just want to do at least like 200 more encounters. And hopefully there's a shiny or two in those 200 encounters. Who's cuter, Axew or Noibat? Absolutely, Noibat. Axew is adorable, but like, it's Noibat. I almost choked in my water just then, but I'm fine. Apparently my drink is, an Axew fan is mad I said Noibat's better. Yeah, I mean, just look at this little guy. Plus, I am a little bit biased towards bats in general. They're just one of my favorite animals. And as much as I love dragons, I don't know. I think there's cuter dragons. Like even just in Gen 5, I think Dino's cuter than Axew. But again, I do very much love Axew, so can't really talk too bad about it. I get the Star Trek reference. I'm just gonna ignore it for the moment and just say that I prefer to just say bye. Just because I have not seen a lot of Star Trek stuff. If Pasta was here, I know he's a fan of that, but personally I have not seen much of anything really Star Trek. Both flying and dragon types are weak to ice moves? Correct! You know your type matchups. Hop would be very proud. Yeah, but Noibat. Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. Like, something being 4 times weak to something doesn't automatically make it bad. Like, I think Scizor kind of speaks for that. I feel like you really shouldn't pick your favorite Pokemon based on their type advantages and disadvantages. Seems like a really shallow way to look at them. His cuteness will carry to victory. That sounds right. I mean, with how long it takes to evolve, yeah. Its cuteness really has to carry it for quite a while. But luckily, it does, I would say. Its cuteness carries it all the way to a super cool evolution. I guess I'm glad Gen 5 isn't the only generation that has a couple dragons that are unreasonably hard to obtain late game. Like, you can, in theory, get an Axew, like, at a decent point in the game. That's an out-of-your-way thing to do. And then Dino, you only get at Victory Road. So I'm glad that Kalos immediately followed after and was just like, hey, we have a dragon. Technically. Give him some time. Man, he's just so cute. I know Gumi is technically the main dragon of Kalos, but Noibat works better for the joke. My favorite shiny Pokemon? I don't know. There's a lot of shinies that I like. Would have let him grow. Yeah, exactly! You just gotta give him a chance to grow up. He's just a little baby. As much as I love Swoobat, I do feel like Noivern is, like, pretty, like, easily the best bat design we have in Pokemon. Ignoring Lunala, because that's legendary, but for the regular bats, like, I feel like that's pretty, like, hands down, the coolest of the bats. And boy, there's a lot of them these days. Every region has some form of either, like, bat infestation, or they have Geodudes in every single cave. It's one of the two. Unfortunately, sometimes it's both. But you can only do so much about them. I do remember as a kid, I was more annoyed by the Geodudes in caves than the Zubats. And it's because I could knock out the Zubats a lot easier. The Geodudes with Sturdy, I hated those things. They made the battles take so much longer, and I got so mad. Same thing with Boldore in, what's it called? Black and White. I didn't fight Roggenrolls as much, but in the later caves, there's just Boldore every step you take. And, oh, I hated them. Because at that point in the game, my Samurott was one-shotting every single thing that he was fighting, except for the random Boldore. And I still hold that grudge to this day, like 13 years later. Yeah, I want to like Geodude. I think it's a fun, like... It's a funny Pokemon, just being, like... just a rock with arms. Like, I think that's a fun concept. And I do actually really like Graveler's design. Golem, I don't hate, but I do think I like, Graveler more. But Geodude itself is just so... just everywhere. I've heard they're really good in, Heart Gold and Soul Silver Nuzlocke, but I've never actually gone out of my way to catch one in those games. Because usually I'm just like speedrunning through that area, so I always just skip the game entirely. But who knows, maybe one of these days I'll go back and I'll get one. Because I want to do a Nuzlocke of every generation at some point, like streamed. Just gotta find time to do all that is the problem. We are finally starting Omega Ruby next week, though. I'm not sure which day exactly, and I'm only streaming for 3 days next week, unfortunately, but... I just speedrun everywhere. Yeah. I definitely run through every region very, quickly on replays. But even on replays, sometimes I do feel like it still takes me, like, a weirdly long time. Like, I'm trying to think. I had almost, like, I think it was almost 60 hours in Shining Pearl when I beat the game. And I know I spent some of that in the Grand Underground, but I don't know where I spent the rest of it. Because I didn't spend, like, any time grinding in that game. I just spent time running around and looking at things in the, Underground, so... your friend code? You can. Unfortunately, I am unable to add you. But if you're looking for, more people to add on the Friend Safari, I would recommend the Friend Safari subreddit, because there is just so many people there. And you can even, like, make requests like, oh, I'm looking for, like, these specific types and stuff. It's a very, helpful, resource. As for anyone, yeah, then go right ahead. 310. I actually had not looked at the number in a while. I miss my setup where I could see everything at once, but I can't do that with this game. Mudkip is super cute. I really like the Gen 3 starters. Like, that's just overall a very solid generation. Like, for, like, each form of the starters as well. Like, Combusken's a little awkward. But it's not the most awkward of all the middle stages, I would say. If I didn't have such a, strong love for Trico, it would be a lot harder for me to pick a starter in those games. And I have still picked the other ones as well. I really love Trico. I did get to use the, gift, Torchic in X and Y when those games first came out. And I know Speed Boost is just a broken ability in general. Man, did that Torchic, like... I remember, like, just doing repeat runs of the Elite Four, that thing just one-shotting almost every single member. Well, not every member, one of them is water, but you know what I mean. I remember even the Fire Elite Four member, he was able to just destroy her whole team. Careful chanting Mudkip. Elizabeth will chant it, like, 10 messages in a row. And I do have Nightbot disabled for repetitions, but I don't want to have to turn that back on. I just want to give other people the chance to talk, you know? And it's kind of hard to do that if someone is spamming just Mudkip repeatedly. Oh, okay, I was so confused for a second. I was like, why do I have 6 Pokemon in my party? I forgot I had the Lillipup and Illumise on my team. I was like, wait, I should only have like 5 at most. What's going on here? Wait, I just looked at the stream chat that's, like, on screen. Why does the little devil emoji look so much cuter than it does in the chat on the website? That is so cute. I've never seen it look like that before. He's feeling stylish. Yeah, that sounds right. I think the devil is known for his, style. Nothing else, of course. Is that the same patch of grass? Mudkip is tiny and adorable and has a good shiny. All correct. What is my favorite piece of bread? I'm gonna answer type of bread, because I assume that's what you mean. Honestly, I don't know what it's called. But there is a type that we get pretty often here that we just call fancy bread, just because it seems like a very, like... I don't even think it's super expensive, I think it's just a nice bread, so we're just like, oh, this is like rich people bread. But I do not remember what it's called, actually. I guess the next runner-up would be, like, Cuban bread, because I can actually name that one. Yeah, I've been playing Pokemon since like 2006, and I didn't find out about shinies until like 2012. Granted, that's because I was 6 and then I was 12, so that was a lot of time of me. That was 6 years of me playing Pokemon without really like looking anything up on the internet. So, didn't get a lot of chances to, you know, hear about shinies, but I did hear about shinies while Black and White was a thing. And I remember I thought they were the coolest sounding thing. Because I will say, I also skipped a generation. I went from Gen 3 with Ruby to Gen 5 with Pokemon White. So I never played any version of Gen 2. I skipped the Gen 2 remakes, I skipped to Gen 2, I didn't play it until I was like 13. And I missed hearing about the Red Gyarados. So I had no idea that like shinies were even like a concept. So... But when I did hear about them, it was because actually, no, I don't think it was because of the towers in Black and White 2. But I do remember hearing about them and being like, wow, they're so cool, they're so rare. And then finding out like, oh, there's one that's given to you for free in this tower. You just have to beat everybody in it. And I was like, oh, I can do that. Took me a while. I spent months like just trying to beat this tower because I just kept losing and the people in there were just so strong. Like I'm pretty sure I want to say I started trying to beat it in like December and I didn't beat it until early February. So I spent like a full like month and a half essentially just trying to beat this place. But I finally did it and I was given the shiny Gibble. And I was like, cool, now I don't have to worry about like not finding one of these things because clearly I'm just never going to find one in the wild. About an hour later while I'm leveling up the Gibble, I find a shiny Cottony. And I, like, lost my mind. I remember running around the house showing every single person my DS and being like, look, do you see that thing? You see how it's orange? It's not supposed to be orange! And they were like, uh-huh. Cool! Had no idea what I was talking about. Because I'm pretty sure that was also, like, the day of the Super Bowl, so clearly everyone else had, like, a much bigger priority going on. But you know what? I was excited. I got 2 shinies on the same day. Granted, one of them was, like, scripted. But that's part of why I don't count the Gibble as my first shiny. Like, it is the first I technically obtained, but the first shiny I found literally like an hour later, so... That's right, I consider my little Cottony my first. I don't know if I would call Galaxy the bread police, and more just the bread, like, consumer. With the speed at which they arrived, it tells me that they just really like just eating bread. And that's ignoring the comment that literally says, I eat bread 24/7. And I feel like there might be some context clues here that we can use to figure out if they like bread or not. I swear, that one patch of grass at the very edge, or not at the very edge, it's 2 from the edge. There's just always a fracture just waiting for me. Oh, hey, Nightbot. Glad it's actually working on time today. I do not get the Nightbot hate. He's just a sleepy little guy who's here to try to prevent trolls. See, look, this is what I mean. If this is another fracture, that's gonna be kind of crazy. No, it's slippery. Okay. So I was gonna say, if I want to guarantee a fracture, apparently I just need to run around at this one spot. And eventually it'll shine just because there's nothing else that spawns here. But Sliggoo decided to ruin that. I don't think I've ever seen people hate a random, like, robot as much as you two. Or rather, for like no reason. Like, I've seen people hate bots before. And I'm specifically not calling him an AI because I know a lot of people who hate AI. But like, Nightbot's just doing his job, man. He's trying so hard to help. Because all he wants to do is just be sleeping right now, I think. And actually, he is going to go back to bed for the next 28 minutes. Unless someone says something they're not supposed to, and then he'll wake up. See ya, fish. I'm glad you were here to see Nightbot, at least. Elizabeth, why are you pacing out your messages like that? You're allowed to, I guess. I was just confused because the words shiny and then Mudkip, when clearly the sentence is supposed to be shiny Mudkip. I'm just mildly confused. A lot of things chat does, though, mildly confuse me. YouTube really wants me to know it doesn't like my current bitrate, but there's not really anything I can do about that right now, so... It doesn't say the quality has gone down at all. It just doesn't like my current bitrate. Like, it's been giving me warnings every, like, 2 minutes about my bitrate. You said that yesterday, too. I think it was yesterday, at least. Yesterday's stream was so chaotic and so... me just begging my internet to work at all that I actually can't remember if that was yesterday or the day before. Which will shine first? I mean, I'm in the Safari because I want any of them. But ideally, I would take a Noibat. But I mean, honestly, again, I do really like all of these guys, so I wouldn't complain about any of them. I think that just the one I would like the most is Noibat. Hey, look. That's not a shiny, but... I wanted a pet bat when I was a kid. Like, really badly. Excuse me? Okay. Don't know why I made it multiple laps without getting any Pokemon. That was... honestly a little eerie. I don't like that. I don't know where all the Pokemon went for a second, but... I guess everyone went into hiding. Oh hey, welcome to the stream! You're voting for the bat too? I would like the bat to be the shiny. This is definitely the kind of Safari though where no matter what shines, I'd be willing to come back here again. Although I'll probably go back to, what's it called? why am I blanking on the word? The fairy safari that I was at before. With Curlia, Mawile, and Floette. So whenever something shines here, I'll probably head back there. But that will mean Yveltal will have to come back to the lead of the party. Because unfortunately, no one else in my team knows Taunt. And I really don't want to risk the Curlias teleporting away from me. I guess that would make it more fair. Like, within the guidelines of, like, the regular Friend Safari week. Or not Friend Safari week. It is specifically not in the Friend Safari, is what regular Safari week is. But this version that I'm doing is. So if I wanted to play by regular Safari week standards, I'd go into the Fairy Safari without Taunt. However, I'm not going to do that. I don't really feel like doing that. Why did chat break? Wait, what happened? Why can't I scroll down? Well, that's weird. Okay, I guess I just can't see the bottom of chat for a second. Oh yeah, I do shiny hunting streams fairly often. They're not, I don't think they're the most popular thing I do anymore. I think I did That's Not My Neighbor for too long. But they're definitely, like, really common for me to do. I'm obsessed with shiny hunting. I've been doing it for about 8 years now, I think. I know I started, well, no, I guess... Okay, technically it's closer to 10 years, but I wasn't actually getting any shinies back then. I didn't start actually getting shinies until about 8 years ago. Because apparently I was really bad at shiny hunting when I started. I'd be happy with any of these three. But my top pick is the Noibat. I think all three of these guys are pretty neat Pokemon. Okay, I was watching what you were saying pretty carefully. If you just kept saying Mudkip again, we were gonna have an issue. Because I don't want to, like, police how many times people are, like, just happily expressing words. Like, I'm good with repetition. Just make sure you're pacing it out. Why are they saying Mudkip? I couldn't tell you. And I'm okay with it, like, occasionally, like, sprinkled in, as long as it's not, like, the whole, like, chat becomes nothing but Mudkip. Which it was starting to the other day. If I get the shiny Sigloo, please... Whoa. If I get shiny Sigloo, name it Starburst? Where does that name come from? It's a cute name, but I'm very curious why. I don't know why I kept... what my mental hang-up on that word there was for a second, but I wasn't stopping on purpose. Like, my brain just kept giving up in the middle of that sentence. I mean, you can technically find Mudkip in the wild now in Scarlet and Violet. Actually, Marshtomp might be in the Safari here. I actually can't remember. I know there's a couple starters that you can get. Actually, no, wait, it's not Marshtomp. It's the Kanto starters and the Gen 6 starters. It's Kanto and Kalos. One second, I just knocked something over. Okay, we're good. Oh, it's just named after the candy, okay. I wasn't sure if it was like a reference to something, like if there was like a Sliggoo that was known for being named Starburst. Technically they're found in the DLC, so like they're both wild, but also something you have to work for to get unlocked. but I know people outbreak hunt them pretty frequently there. Because, yeah, I mean, again, you have to work to unlock the feature, but every starter can be found in the second DLC of Scarlet and Violet. I mean, if this counts as wild, you can find starters in the wild here. You can find the Sinnoh starters wild in Legends Arceus. You can find, I believe, Superior in the wild, and Sun and Moon doing the island radar thing. So there's been ways for you to find wild starters and stuff. It's been something they've been slowly working on adding throughout the past couple generations. Scarlet and Violet is just the one that made it, like, technically the easiest, because they're all available. And I don't think this argument counts, but I know there's somebody who would argue that you can get Pikachu and Eevee all the way back in Gen 1. And, like, yeah, they are starters, but they don't count for this argument because they just... They've never been as rare as the other starters. As much as Eevee was trying, Eevee was never as rare as the other starters. How about Gen 6? I'm playing Gen 6. You can find the starter. You can find the wild... That's what I'm saying. And I'm in the Friend Safari in Gen 6 right now, and you can go to, here, you don't... I'll actually back out so I can show you. There's a safari that has both Charmeleon and Braixen in it. Plus, I'm pretty sure... Oh no, now I said that and now I'm doubting it, but I feel like there was some way to get at least one starter in the wild in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. But I think I'm just misremembering when someone gives you an egg. Which, look, if this counts as in the wild, and it's... I'd say it kind of does, because, like... the Friend Safari is, like, random encounters. I would say that counts. In fact, you know what? Let's enter this just to do one encounter. Because the odds are of it being the Ponyta are low, so odds are one of the other two starters is going to show up. You see, look! Wild Charmeleon appeared. Yeah, Eevee and Pikachu don't count because they're starters because of the anime, that's what I mean, yeah. Oh, that was a girl too! That was a pretty lucky first encounter. Alright, back to the Dragon Safari. Where is it on the map? I mean, it's technically off the map. This is a place that's only accessible after you beat the game. But it's still, like, wild. Here, let me get back in the Safari real quick. That's further down than I thought. Oh, there it is. Oh, dang it, I meant to open the map. But yeah, it's off the map. You have to take a train to get to it, and it unlocks after you beat the game. That's pretty cool. It's one of my favorite features of Gen 6. Alright, now before I forget again. Yep, see? It's pretty cool, though, that it's still, like... Oh, the Battle Maison, that's what it's called. That's the, this game's version of, like, the Battle Tree. But yeah, it's pretty nice. They have so many Pokemon available in this thing. Oh, and they can have hidden abilities. It's not guaranteed, but there is a... Oh, I don't remember the percentage, but there's a chance that Pokemon found in the Friend Safari will have their hidden abilities. And of course, there's the increased chance of things being shiny. Like, I want to say it is 1 in 500 right now, because I have the Shiny Charm. I believe without the Shiny Charm, it was... Oh no, wait, I remembered. I have a Nightbot command for this. Let's see if he actually works. There he is. Okay, so yeah, those are the full odds for the Friend Safari. Without the, full odds meaning without the Shiny Charm. With the Shiny Charm, it's about 512. feel like something might be wrong with one of the wheels of my chair, but I'm gonna ignore that. I know Cam was just saying yesterday, he felt like his chair was breaking, but that's fine. I haven't been cursed or anything. This is a new chair too. If it is actually broken, I'm gonna be kind of mad about that. Oh, you just got a shiny Cyndaquil, nice! Oh, Sylvester, that's a cute name. I like that. Name him Unova Legend? Interesting name. Why do you keep spamming Among Us without any context? Or not spamming, but like, why do you keep saying Among Us without context? I know that's like, that game is still a pretty big meme, but I'm very confused every time you say it. To make chat interesting? Maybe. I don't know though. I have a very hard time understanding a lot of Elizabeth's motivations. I keep thinking about that shiny Cyndaquil now. I've never been a huge Cyndaquil fan, but I do really like how adorable it is in a Heart Gold and Soul Silver. I do want to do the starter hunt at some point in that game. It does look like just so, like, almost peaceful of a shiny hunt, if that makes any sense. Of course, I have seen that hunt go into, like, the thousands. Not thousands. Thousands is nothing. The tens of thousands. And that does not look as peaceful. But just the actual resets themselves do look quite nice. You want a Totodile, but Cyndaquil is cool too? Yeah. That's kind of how I feel. I really like all three of those starters. But I'm just not a huge fire-type person. So I typically prefer, the order I usually choose them in is Totodile, and then Chikorita, and then Cyndaquil last. But I know I did one playthrough of Gold, with Cyndaquil, and I do remember enjoying it, but unfortunately that game doesn't save anymore. So I did lose that file, but I remember I made it pretty far. Versus in Heart Gold, the first time I played, I picked, I picked Totodile. I picked Chikorita in, I got both Gold and Silver when they released on the Switch, not the Switch, the 3DS's eShop. Because I'm kind of sad that my original copy of Gold didn't save anymore. So I know I picked Totodile on one and I picked Chikorita on the other. Totodile is best for it? I mean, I could believe you. I know Chikorita's not ideal because of the first couple gyms, but I try to avoid picking my starters based on which one is best for the region, unless I'm doing like a Nuzlocke. And even then, I did the Nuzlocke with Chikorita, so... Sometimes it, I was doing a story thing with friends, so we had to pick our starters, and then we had to write a story. It was like it didn't have to specifically be zombies, but it had to be some form of apocalypse. But all three of us ended up going, which is just zombies anyway. It definitely made things more, interesting, that's for sure. I want to say I made it to Morty before I stopped playing just because I got busy with school. I think the only thing that died... It was whatever I caught on, like, Route 2. I don't remember what it was, but I think that was the only thing that died. I just got bored, and that's why not bored, I got busy, and... I stop a lot of Nuzlocks because I get bored, but I know that one I stopped because I got busy. Oh, you're doing a badge quest, nice! I love badge quests. Oh boy, what shiny did you get this time? Shiny Abomasnow. Alright, that's a reasonable Pokemon to have gotten shiny. What method? What nature? What moves does it have? All this stuff. I don't want to quiz you for your shinies, but I feel like I have to. I think shiny badge quests are underrated. I keep seeing people doing challenges where they're like, oh, I'm doing a challenge where I can only use shiny Pokemon. And I'm like, you just reverse engineered a badge quest. it's just, it's like not something that like genuinely annoys me. It's just kind of like funny that people keep saying like, oh, I'm doing this like unheard of challenge where I play through a Pokemon game and I only catch shiny Pokemon and I'm trying to catch them like a couple before every gym and stuff, and I'm like, neat. You've reinvented the concept of a badge quest. Good job, buddy. But I think it's just because badge quests, like, it lives in this weird state of being like both a popular term and not a popular term. I don't know why I keep saying term. Badge quest is just you get a shiny before each badge. And those are like what you use to play the game. It's a very simple challenge, that's why people keep reinventing it. It's because they just don't know, like, what it's called. So they keep calling it, like, shiny-only playthroughs, but they're using almost identical rules to a badge quest. It is a, fun challenge. It also gets very, exhausting. I tried to do one in, Pokemon Black, and I tried to reset for the shiny Tepig, and I know I did, like, well over odds for that hunt before I gave up, but I stopped counting. I think I stopped counting after 9,000 when I went, okay, I'm over odds, this is awful. So then I was just resetting, I was not counting, I was literally just sitting there clicking the buttons, just waiting over and over for that thing to change color, and it never did. So I did that for, like, 4 or 5 months. And then eventually I was just like, no, this sucks. I'm just gonna keep playing the game and I'll catch something later. But then I remembered the reason I picked Tepig as my starter was because I wanted Pansage. And trying to hunt for one of those in the wild sounded like a bit of a nightmare. So I was like, oh, I'll just reset for the Pansage then, like once I'm up here. And then I reset that for a couple more months. Never got that as shiny. So I gave up. I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna move on, I'm gonna fight this gym, and move on to the real reason I started the badge quest, wanting to play through Pokemon Black and White with a shiny Woobat. I failed a Woobat because of Bianca in Pokemon Black and White 2. So I was like, oh, I know, instead of reclaiming it in like that same copy of the game, because I was already mostly done with the game by that point. I was like, oh, I'll start a badge quest in Black 2, and then I can very easily get, like, the shiny Woobat and have it on my team for the game. It'll be great. And then, like, 7 months later, after starting the new save file, I was like, okay, finally, I've made it to Wellspring Cave. And now I can finally begin the hunt for a Woobat. And, oh man, it didn't shine for years. I got a Roggenrola. It was under odds. I want to say I got the Roggenrola around 4,000 encounters. And actually, when I did eventually get the Woobat, it actually only showed up around like 3,000 encounters later. So they both showed up under odds. However, because of just how long I'd spent just staring at that game screen without getting shinies because of how much time I spent soft resetting, I would only do shiny hunts. Like I would only do like a couple encounters a day, and then I wouldn't touch the game for months. So that's why it ended up taking, like, gosh, I want to say it genuinely took, like, 4 or 5 years before I finally got the Woobat. We had a Butterfree in Pokemon Wild to the 4th gym. Yeah, that sounds reasonable, honestly. I saw the message the first time, Elizabeth. I just didn't want to comment on it. Actually, I used a Vivillon on my team throughout the entirety of X and Y when it came out. He didn't get a lot of use, because I also had a Sylveon and the Blaziken with Speed Boost. So my team was kind of set from the beginning. But oh, wait, I missed it. What was that? Oh no, it's blocked by the lily pup. Oh no. Here, I think I can replay that. What is this? Oh, Eddie, thank you for this. Thank you for subscribing. I really appreciate that. I am so sorry you got blocked by the lily pup. I did not realize it was above that. Here, let me put this up above, so now alerts should come up over the lily pup. Alrighty. Okay, let's keep hunting. Oh, that would have been really cool if the shiny showed up, like, right then. You want to do a Nuzlocke, but you don't want to delete your save files? That is always the issue, yeah. That's actually why I ended up getting a copy of both Gold and Silver when they released, what was it called? The Virtual Console? Because I knew I was going to want to Nuzlocke one, but the other I'd want to shiny hunt in. And I knew I would just not be able to bring myself to reset after I started shiny hunting. I'm glad the Switch lets you have multiple save files, at least, pretty easily. I feel like that's definitely one of the biggest advantages of playing on Switch. Especially, I have like 4 save files of Shining Pearl, just because of that. Oh, I've never actually Nuzlocked Soul Silver. I have no idea what the Lugia cave is like. But I'm going to trust you. I know Lugia is a very powerful Pokemon, so the words Lugia Cave does sound very intimidating. I meant to check what number we're at. Oh, we're almost at 400. Nice. My goal today was 500, so... It's not like I'm just gonna stop immediately at 500. That was just the minimum I wanted to reach today. Hey, what am I doing? I can use my bike and this will go way faster. I don't know if that was actually faster or not, but it felt better. Oh, your Patrat was your first ever shiny? That's such a nice shiny too. I really like that one. I feel like I'm one of the very few Watchog defenders. Like, this thing is just such a cool Pokemon. It's also incredible at shiny hunting. That's what I was using, back in my Pokemon Black badge quest. I caught one in by level 20. She had, like, every single move she would need for the, like, entire rest of the game. Oh, it's one of those, maze caves. Because I swear at the old gens, those caves, like... Well, I do kind of wish, like, Sword and Shield had more complicated routes. I also remember caves in the old days, and I'm like, you know, maybe the straight paths aren't that bad. You defend Patrat and Watchog until the day you die. That is so reasonable. Like, these guys, they are very overhated. trying to remember. There was one cave I remember really hating as a kid. Oh! It's, the cave you have to go to in Ruby and Sapphire. Oh, what's the name of the little town? The town with Brawley. I know it's a super straightforward place to go through, and you just have to get Flash. But for some reason I didn't understand that I had to get a move and beat the gym first, so I just kept trying to explore that cave, like, before I was supposed to, and I hated that place. I was talking earlier about how much I hate Geodude. I think that's probably why as well, because I spent so much time in that cave and there's Geodude just everywhere in that place. Ooh, a Litwick and only 200 encounters? That is kind of insane. I love shiny Litwick. I hunted so many of them during the Scarlet and Violet Outbreak event. I think I got like 4. Like, I don't even need that many Litwick. I just love the Pokemon. I did have Litwick on my list of stuff to hunt in that badge quest in Black and White if I ever made it further in. I actually had like a whole team planned out. That's why, even though I was gonna shiny hunt the Tepig, I think my plan was to switch it out at some point for the Litwick. Like basically just use it up until that gym. I wonder if I still have the notes of what that team was gonna be. Oh, I don't like the way the game lagged, but I'm sure that's fine. You know, the times it has crashed, it didn't give me any warnings in advance, so I guess I should stop being concerned about when it lags. Free grinding without knowing. I don't know, I just kept trying to run from everything. Like, I would try to fight some stuff, like I know I was fighting, like Geodudes, but I know I didn't try to fight the Zubats because I had, Trico. I know I hated the Abras that showed up in that cave because I recognized them from the anime, and I was like, oh, it's Abra! This is like a really cool, strong Pokemon. And, of course, it never stayed in the Pokeballs, and then it would flee, and I got mad at that constantly. I was like, what do I have to do to get these things to stay? Like, I remember I tried attacking them, they would always flee. I tried not attacking them, they would flee. I just threw a Pokeball, it would flee. And, like, now I get, like, yeah, that's the point. But as a like 7-year-old, I had no idea what was happening. It was very confusing. I remember later in the game when I was fighting wild Trapinch, I also got annoyed that those Pokemon wouldn't let me flee. But then I realized, like, wait a second, if they're forcing me to fight, I can use that against Abra, and it'll force it to fight, and it won't be able to run away. So I felt so smart when I caught a Trapinch and then went back to fight an Abra with it, and it stayed long enough for me to catch it in a Pokeball. I felt like the world's smartest kid at the time. Because no one had to tell me to do that. I had to like either look up stuff or like ask my parents for advice, and they knew nothing about Pokemon, but they were just like, I don't know, maybe do this? Like they would look at like the information I gave them, and then they would be like, I don't know, do this or something. Like I remember Wallace's gym. My mom had to help me get through that place with the little ice blocks that you can just walk over twice. That one was a whole day event. But I figured out the Trapinch arena trap thing all on my own, and I felt so smart. Nowadays it seems very basic, but everything's a lot more impressive when you're very young and playing your, like, I don't know, 3rd video game ever. I wish I could control the text, or like the on-screen chat more, because the green text is quite hard to read. I wish I could just make it so it's black, like the actual text itself. Yeah, that's what I mean, like, figuring out that kind of stuff when you're a kid is, like, way cooler than just already knowing it as an adult. So what happened? Wait, why is my head cut off now? When did that happen? Oh, is the chat above me now? Oh, it is. There we go. I don't know, I've just been sitting here with my head cut off. Man, this thing just does not want to shine today. I don't know what I'm doing different than Cam. Am I doing random encounters wrong? Because he's getting a shiny a day. And I'm over here approaching odds. Come on, something's gotta shine. Within the next 100 encounters, something has to shine. Yeah, like, even when things, like, evolve, like, I know, like, the general time frame. Like, even if I don't remember, like, the exact level for stuff while I'm playing the games, I'm like, oh yeah, this starter, it's anywhere from, like, 16 to 17. Its evolution's, like, either 36 or 37. Some starters evolve at 32, like, that's the only thing that ever catches me off guard anymore. If I forget an evolution is one of the early, like, 32 ones. But most of them, I'm actually struggling to remember. I know there's, like, 2 that evolve at 32. I think it's, like, is it Chimchar and Totodile? Actually, wait, why do I feel like all of Gen 2 evolves at, like, 32? Actually, like, this is what I mean, like, the only, like, little things that surprise me is when just I forget the exact level. Cyndaquil is 14 and 36. Okay. Oh, Totodile is 18 and 30. Okay. Ah, it does not spend very long as Croconaw. Chikorita is 16 and 32. Yeah, and Bulbasaur. Yeah, so like some of the early ones, like their levels are like they're still consistent, but they're slightly different than like the later generations where it's pretty consistently like 16 and 36. Like, is that actually when Quaxley evolves? Yeah, 16 and then 36. Yeah, and then all 3 of the Paldea starters evolve at those levels. Like, things have gotten a lot more uniform over the years, so it's harder to get that surprise these days. Alright, officially less than 100 encounters before we reach odds. Oh yeah, you didn't miss the stream. Luckily, the stream's actually working today. That's the only reason you didn't miss it this time. I'm trying to avoid canceling streams because of storms this summer, because I had to do that, like, I think a dozen times last year, and I hated it each time. So I'm gonna keep trying, like, my absolute best this summer, even when it's storming, to just try to keep the stream up as long as it will let me. Luckily today it's not actually raining, though, which is great. How long have you been streaming? Today, or just in general? Because I don't know the answer to either, actually. Today, 1 hour and about 12 minutes. In general, just about a year. I actually don't remember the day I started. I feel like I should probably look that up. Today, yeah, I normally start streaming around 5 p.m. EST. A couple of the Safari Week streams, I started a little bit early, just because I wanted to try to get in as many encounters as possible. But typically 5 p.m. EST. Who's my Paldea starter? I went with Quaxley. I love Quaxley. I did a Violet Nuzlocke where I went with Sprigatito. That's because I just wanted something... I wanted something slightly different, but also I really wanted the never missing, always critical hit move for the sake of the Nuzlocke. But I very much enjoyed Quaxley. Actually, this is another one of those generations where I really like all three designs. I was a little worried for Fuecoco and its evolution, just because I am not a huge fire-type person, and I also don't, I don't really like reptiles and stuff as much. But I was very pleasantly surprised with, Skeledirge. I was very pleasantly surprised with Skeledirge. I actually really like that guy. Yeah, Flower Trick is OP. It is crazy good. And I really wanted to make sure I had that move for the sake of the Nuzlocke, because I was so worried about losing my starter in that. Yeah, you beat Kalos, or not Kalos, you beat Paldea with the world's first legit shiny Cosmog. With perfect EVs and IVs. Oh, wait, I had the thing down. Oh, dang it, okay. I can replay it again. Stickums, thank you for subscribing. Sorry, I had to zoom in to see that. Or not zoom in, I had to... I just called leaning in to look at my computer, zooming in. I think I might spend a little too much time online. But yeah, Fuecoco is just absolutely adorable. I mean, we've had a couple, dual fire types. Like, specifically that aren't, firefighting, because we also had, Fire Ghost Typhlosion. So between Charizard and Hisuian Typhlosion, that's something. Plus, I mean, we haven't had a firefighting starter in over a decade now. Don't tell her about squinting. Yeah, unfortunately that's not really... It kind of helps, but I feel like my eyesight is degrading so quickly that, like, even squinting doesn't help. Shiny Hisuian Zorua is the best Pokemon. It is a very nice one. I do very much enjoy it. I know, it's been that long since Emboar came out that it's been over 10 years since the peak of the firefighting hate train. Okay, where'd the game go? There it is. I gotta stop minimizing my tabs. I cannot see anything when I do that. I know, it does kind of feel like we had another firefighting, like, not that long ago. But nope, it is... It genuinely surprises me when I think about just how long it's been. Especially with, like, how prevalent that meme has been. Like, people joke about firefighting, you would assume that's what, like, Fuecoco turned into. Oh, what am I doing? I forgot about Incineroar. We have, 3 that aren't firefighting. People just... We're really expecting Incineroar to be firefighting, but I am very happy they went with Fire Dark. Can't believe I'm over here forgetting, like, my favorite, of the fire starters. Because, like, even though I did pick Scorbunny, that's just because I, have had a bunny as a kid. And, like, it's cute and all, but, like, I don't know if I would continuously, repick Scorbunny every single time I play, Sword and Shield. But I think the only game where I consistently will always pick the fire starter is Sun and Moon. And here I am just forgetting that it's dual type. Oh, you know, the Friend Safari is the Safari Zone on easy mode. That's why I'm doing it for Safari Week. I know that takes, like, some of the fun out of it, there's no thrill. But that's because I didn't really feel like having... This is my first Safari Week, and I didn't really want the thrill because the Safari Zone is a little too intimidating for me, so... Maybe in another year I'll join Safari Week with the actual Safari, but... For now, I am very much enjoying just regular random encounters. I like Sword and Shield. I do not experience, like, nearly half as many bugs as people talk about in Scarlet and Violet. I love those games. Like, I am someone who genuinely enjoyed Sword and Shield and will defend those games. And I still feel like Scarlet and Violet are just so significantly improved on those games. Like, I have played through Sword and Shield repeatedly. I've always done different challenges and stuff, that's why I haven't actually picked my starter in many of them. Or kept my starter in many of them, but... Like, I really enjoy those games. See, I don't know what you mean with the... Like, I've heard the complaint about, like, games, like, that don't show in 60 FPS. I have never, once in my life, noticed when a game was not 60 FPS. And I literally went to a class for that. Like, I was in an animation class where we literally studied that kind of stuff. I never have noticed, not once. Like, the only time I'll notice, like, lagging and stuff in games is when it's, like, super significant, and I've never had, like, that significant of an issue with Scarlet and Violet. Plus, I mean, just the stories in Scarlet and Violet are just so good. And they're really funny, too! Like, this is probably one of the funniest Pokemon games we've had in a while. And I thought Sword and Shield was pretty funny. Like, Legends, Sword and Shield... And I came before that, the Ultra games. I like the humor in all of those games. I think Scarlet and Violet has all of them beat. You know, bunnies are very, like, good escape artists. That does not surprise me. I'm sad. I'm sorry for you that it ran away, but, like, yeah, that unfortunately does not surprise me. Those little things are weirdly, like, good at that stuff. And I still disagree with the Switch sucking thing. Again, I've never had any issues personally. Like, I've seen people complain about that a lot, saying like, oh, why would you ever play on a Switch game? The graphics are terrible, they look awful. It's like, PC's the best game, why would you spend money on a Switch when you can just put that money in PC? And I'm like, cause I like the way it looks, man. Like, it's not that deep. Like, I don't know, I don't know if I'm just not, like, enough of a hater. But I don't see any problems with the Switch, with, like, the recent Pokemon games. Like, obviously I want Game Freak to slow down, and I'm happy that they took, like, a bit of a break between generations. Like, they didn't, like... Basically, we're not getting Gen 10 this year, and I'm happy about that. Like, my bar is very low, and I very much acknowledge that. And even if they release, Legends ZA in January, like they did with, Legends Arceus, that's still a bit of a delay from, like, normal Pokemon release time. Which means they had, like, a little more time to work on it, which I'll accept. I know it's been 7 years since it came out. I got mine, I don't have a day one Switch, but I got it the same year it came out. And it doesn't seem outdated to me. It really doesn't. I bring it with me, like, constantly. I still have a very consistent amount of fun on it, as if it just came out. Like, I almost don't want a Switch 2 as much as everyone hypes it up, because I would have to get a new one, and I would have to transfer stuff over on it. I really don't want to do that. Mine works, like, great. And I just hate getting new systems and having to, like, upgrade. Like, I played on the 2DS for years, and I loved that thing. And then it literally just stopped working one day, and I had to transfer all of my stuff over onto it. Like, I had to reset up all, like, my Nintendo accounts and stuff, and I hated it! I didn't care if the 3DS was, like, the cooler device. I was not happy. It just needs a bit of soup? What? Are you gonna feed your Switch? What do you mean by that? Like, I don't know, I do acknowledge that I have very low standards, but at the same time, I do feel like a lot of people have very, very high standards for, like, everything that happens with, technology. Like, if it's not, like, sky high, like, perfection, it's the worst game ever made. mean, I don't know. I feel like the general gaming world is just a little too harsh these days. Did I just call it the regular DS? Because I meant I had a 2DS that I upgraded to a 3DS. Emulators are fine. They're also, like, despite popular misconception, they are legal. It's just where you get the game file, the ROM, that is illegal. But if it's your own game file, it's completely legal practice. Play all your Switch games on PC. I mean, I play mine by connecting my capture card to my PC. But, like, it still runs the same. If not slightly slower, because the capture card is not, probably not the best. Soup powers it up. Yeah, you know what? I believe you. You just gotta make your Switch a nice soup, and then it will start working faster. What do you think the Switch's favorite soup is? I don't know enough soups to be able to answer, honestly. Actually, no. I feel like the Switch would probably enjoy, like, a classic chicken noodle. I feel like even if someone who doesn't know a lot of soups could know that. You know, you don't need to buy a super expensive Pokemon Red cartridge to play. Especially considering you could get it on the 3DS. And it's only like $10 there. So you just get the digital version and then just use that. I'm not going to get into the complexities of how to play emulators legally. I just know there is a way. People who actually, like, know this stuff properly could explain it better than I am, so... I know the 3DS store is down. I'm talking as someone who, you know, bought Pokemon Red before the 3DS store was down. So, I mean, more so just, like, get the file... Oh, never mind. I'm talking, like, my own personal experience. Like, I have Pokemon Red, so I have the way to play it. And I know there is ways to do it, I'm just explaining it poorly, and I would recommend looking it up from someone who, you know, knows what they're talking about. Because I'm not very good with, specific, like, terms and stuff. Well, I didn't mean more so ask chat, I meant more so look it up online and find someone who is a trusted resource to watch a tutorial or something on. Or not even a tutorial, just someone who, like, can explain the complexities of it and stuff. Because if it's a proper video explaining everything, you're gonna get more, like, concrete information than just through chat randomly. Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm not just someone who doesn't know those specific words, like, off the top of my head. So the words I would use to describe it would be so, like, basic that you wouldn't really be able to understand what I mean, so... Again, this is all stuff that I just remember, I recommend just doing, like, research and stuff online for, because I am just, unfortunately, not the resource for that. Because I know it is stuff that I've looked up before, because I was trying to, like, understand why emulators are, like, allowed, basically. Because I'd always heard people talk about them as if they were, like, illegal. And I was like, but so many people have them, and so many people on streams will say that they're using emulators. How? If it's illegal, why on earth would they be talking about that? So that's when I started to look up more information about it, and I was like, oh, they are legal, you just have to use your own, like, game, basically. I'm not gonna continue the discussion of emulators and stuff. I'm just gonna recommend just looking into it, because I am, like I said, I'm not the resource. I'm gonna stop inputting on it. I realize I'm already almost halfway to, what's it called, 500. I stopped looking at the number for so long. There we go. See, I noticed lag like that, where like the game like freezes for a split second. But even that doesn't happen like enough to really bother me. Yeah, I don't know anything about that personally. Do you mean full odds? Because the Friend Sprite doesn't have full odds. Because X and Y is when they split the full odds in half. It's like 4,000 something. Versus the Friend Safari is the same as Suda. It's 512, I believe. Also, I'm keeping track. Well, I'm now keeping track of when I get to 500, because that means I'll be over odds. Or not when I get to 500, but you know what I mean. I'm keeping an eye out for 500 because that's the important number. I wish I was better at explaining things. Oh hey, it's 6:30. Gym Leader Simulator? Have not heard of that one before. I've played a little bit of Infinite Fusion. It's not bad. I just don't like Kanto. I made it to the Lieutenant Surge before I was like, I don't want to fight any more Kanto Gym Leaders, and stopped. Even using other Pokemon that are outside of Kanto was not enough to save me. I think I just had Kanto fatigue. I've been to that region too many times. I do really like the concept of Infinite Fusion, though. Because I know Pokemon fan-made fusions have been very popular for a very long time. And it's cool that they get so many different artists to put the art in their game. They have a very talented fan base, that is for sure. Flying Pokemon only, plus Mightyena? Why? When I was on Bulbapedia, it said the Friend Safari odds were 1 in 800. Where did you get that source? Because that's very different than what Bulbapedia was telling me. You know, the shiny charm affects the friend safari. What source did you get that from? Because that's not at all what Bulbapedia says. And Bulbapedia, I trust more than like 99% Pokemon resources. The only thing I trust slightly more is Cerebi. If there's people arguing on a forum, then I don't trust them. Just plain and simple, I don't trust that. I trust whatever Bulbapedia says. Yeah, random is in a forum, I just don't believe. Like, unless they're the only resource, then I don't have a choice but to trust them. Yeah, I would just ignore that. I wouldn't look into it. I would back out and go to, like, the proper, like, resources. I didn't realize, yeah, we're over halfway. I am rounding. I am very intentionally rounding because I don't want to do math. Man, I kinda can't believe nothing has shined yet. I don't know what kind of, like, luck spell Cam has, but I am very, very jealous of it. You know, using only one type is, like, very popular. People, either pretending to be like, oh, I'm like a bug-type gym leader so I can only use bug types. Like, stuff like that. Or even just people being like, I just want to challenge myself so I'm only going to use normal types. Like, whatever, that's very well known. I was just confused because you said flying types and then Mightyena. Like, what, I missed the connection between flying types and Mightyena. Yeah, shiny only challenges, or, I mean, technically, a lot of them are just badge quests. The person just doesn't know badge quests are a thing. Or they do and they just wanted a more clickbait title. Which, I mean, I guess there's technically nothing wrong with that, but I just know badge quests, I don't know, I think they're more fun than just only using shinies. And Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire, of course. That was my first games. The correct challenge is beating Pokemon with Wooper. I do like Wooper. I don't know if I would want to do that specific Pokemon, though. They use... Well, okay, no. They both use dark types. And then they also... Team Magma also has a lot of ground. And then Team Aqua has water and dark, for the most part. But I believe they also have some poison, if I'm not... I've played more Ruby than I have Sapphire. But yeah, it's dark types as opposed to specifically Mightyena. Mightyena is just the most easily accessible dark type. I know that's why Team Aqua also has Carvanha and Sharpedo, because they're both water dark, so it fits their theme even better. How has there not been a shiny? What am I doing wrong? How do you get random encounters wrong? Like... Oh, I get it. Because Team Magma is for Groudon, Team Aqua is for Kyogre, so they wanted a team for specifically Emerald, where it's Rayquaza. I guess that makes sense. I don't know, I feel like the ideal team for that would just be, I guess, a Mightyena, and then a Pelipper to represent Kyogre, and... I don't know any other Pokemon that would fit that challenge. It's like, I guess just using just flying types is like the blanket. Like, just use whatever. But I don't know, Team Magma and Aqua do typically pick more like specific Pokemon than just like the types. Like, I remember it's a lot of Carvanha and Sharpedo. There's a lot of Numel and Camerupt. And like, Mightyena does show up a lot, like that's not like unheard of. But that's just because they also just use dark types. Because they both have a lot of, they're hyenas, so they're like evil, basically. So they just show up on each team. Yeah, Gyarados almost cheapens that challenge to me. Like, I get it, it is a flying type, but if you're gonna go with water flying, I feel like Pelipper fits the Hoenn theme better. I don't know, I'm looking too much into it. I'm thinking about it as if it was like an actual team in-game, and not just a specific challenge in Pokemon. I mean, yeah, you need to use Dive, but even for challenges and stuff, like... I don't know. For this challenge, I would have made an exception where there's just an HM Pokemon that doesn't count. I can't use it in battle, it's only there for HMs. Would have been my thought process. Like, if you have to send out the HM Pokemon, you have to send it out last after everything else on the team is wiped, and just to get it to get knocked out. That way it's not like a member of the team, because otherwise you could even use it to like your advantage, being like, oh, I need to get this next move is definitely going to knock something out, but then the Pokemon will have to take a rest turn, so I can switch somebody else in on a free turn, like stuff like that with like Hyper Beam, or against Slacking. Yeah, I would just accept, like, this is a Pokemon that the only time it will ever show up in battle is if everybody else is dead and it will not fight. I'm just going to spam random items until it dies. So yeah, I'm looking at the challenge the wrong way. I know personally that's how I would have preferred to do it. I'm not sure what you mean from challenge to whole series. Like, do you mean he? I say he. I have no idea who did this challenge. Did the person like use that same team in other games, or did they do the exact same like challenge in like multiple different Pokemon games? I don't know what you mean by from challenge to series. Because I would assume the challenge was done just as a series. Like, from the beginning, I mean. second answer. I have already forgotten what I said. With lore. Okay, so story. I think that's the word that'll help both of us understand. It went from being just a Pokemon challenge to being a story. Because I think that's where you're losing me. Because I think series and I just mean like, oh, they're just playing like multiple episodes of this until they beat the game, like until they beat the challenge. So I would assume like, oh, it was just already a series. But I think if you call it a story, that means there was no like. It just started as a challenge, and then as the game went on, they started adding, like, personality and stuff to the characters. There became, like, an overarching story. Like, that makes more sense. I think I'm following now. Alright, we are so close to 500. Like, surely something is gonna shine before then. Like, the game can't do this to me. It can't make me go so many days, like, into Safari Week without getting shinies. At this rate, I'm gonna have to, shiny hunt, like, off-stream regardless, just because otherwise I'm only gonna leave Safari Week with, like, one shiny. And, like, leaving with only one shiny, that would make more sense if I was playing in one of the older games. But I came here specifically because I wanted to see more shinies more frequently. Yeah, I did a little bit of hunting earlier off-stream. I think it was like 100 encounters. But I mean, I was recording anyway, I just didn't get any shinies, so the footage is not very exciting because of it. And it's not like I had anybody to talk to during it as well, so I was pretty much just quiet the whole time. So I probably won't post it just because it's basically just an hour of me. Not even an hour. It's just like 100 encounters of me just running back and forth the same line, not really saying anything. But I was determined. I was like, in case I get the shiny, I need to be recording. And apparently that was a anti-shiny device. I was really hoping to get a shiny today on stream. That way I could go back to the Fairy Safari and hunt there. Because they had the Curlia, Mawile, and Floette. And I was like, oh, I can just, because of how long Yveltal's encounters take, that'd be a really good one to do off-stream, because then it's not nearly as, like, annoying for the viewers and stuff. But now it looks like I might have to be hunting for dragons on my own as well. And it's definitely more boring to shiny hunt alone. But, oh well. I'd be willing to do it at this point, just to, you know, actually have a successful shiny week. Come on, a little Noibat, that's all I'm asking for. I literally, my wallet has bats all over it. And it's like right next to me, because I was trying to reorganize it for a convention earlier. So come on, this can be a good luck charm. I mean, I know it's been the same place all stream and it hasn't been a good luck charm yet, but maybe now that I'm holding it? No. The game does not care. I really like Noibat shiny, I think it's adorable. I really like the shade of teal. Does it count as teal? I'm gonna say it does. But I love Noibat and Noivern's designs in general, and I think their shinies are very nice. I mean, I love the purple already. Like, I feel like looking at my stream setup, it's very easy to see that I like purple. But, I don't know. Blue and blue is overused? I mean, kind of? But I don't think that's a bad thing. A lot of shiny colors are overused. But I still like it. Plus this is more of a teal than a blue, I would say. I mean, look at it a little closer. Like, I would say Fracture, that's definitely like baby blue. But looking at Noibat, that's more of like, it's more greenish, so I would say that counts as teal. But it's also, I'm also slightly questioning because it looks just green enough, where I'm wondering, like, does it count more as like a shade of green than it does a shade of blue? I'm not actually sure. Because I know teal is supposed to be like a blue and green, but I think of teal as being like, it's a blue and green that leans more towards blue. If that makes any sense at all. And also, I could be totally wrong. I don't know enough about like color theory or whatever to be able to tell exactly like where on the color spectrum teal lies. All I know is either way, I think it's a pretty color. What if I use Sweet Scent? The Illumines is supposed to be a shiny good luck charm. Oh, dang it, you can't use Sweet Scent here? I was gonna say maybe if she summons the Pokemon, maybe it'll have a higher chance of being shiny. I know that's not how it works, but... you gotta get superstitious with shiny hunting. You gotta take any, random little, like, good luck charm logic you can make up, and just hope for the best with it. You know, I don't even think I did the, like, mashes A thing to catch Pokemon as a kid. I know I remember hearing that, but I don't think I ever really did it. Meanwhile, when it comes to shiny hunting, I'm, like, over here making up, like, all kinds of little things, like, oh, if I leave and re-enter the safari, I'll have a higher chance of getting a shiny. If I, like, if I stand in this one patch of grass, there's a higher chance of getting a shiny. Like, if I face north, I'll have a higher chance of getting a shiny. All these, like, random little nonsense things that I know are illogical. But at the same time, I'm like, whatever makes the shiny hunting more interesting, and also more, what's the word? Easier to cope with, basically. Like, the longer the shiny hunt goes on, I do feel like it starts to, get to me. That's part of why I start coming up with so much of this stuff. Yeah, I heard holding B and spamming A were the two different versions I remember hearing. And if it did work, unfortunately it wasn't holding B that worked. It was just random chance that it happened to work that time you tried it. Which is what I'm talking about for these things. I know that these things, like if I leave and re-enter the safari and I get the shiny, it wasn't because I left and re-entered the safari. It just so happened to, like, that was randomly the turn where I got the shiny. But, like, shiny hunting just gets very, like, draining after a while, just doing the same thing over and over. So I start making up all these little things to, like, keep myself entertained, basically. Even though I know that's not really how RNG works. It doesn't actually care about whatever little thing you're doing. Which is a shame, because I do kind of wish you could bribe RNG. That would be nice. Well, I guess technically the shiny charm is almost bribing it. It made the odds better to begin with, so... But it's not making them perfect, that's for sure. Because I'm over here nearly at 500 encounters, and the shiny has just not showed up today. I went over odds for the Lillipup too. This is unfortunate. I used to be lucky too, man. I don't know what happened. I have like over a dozen shinies from the Friend Safari. And I feel like half of them I got for like the first encounter stepping in the place. That's why I joke that like that's the thing, like, oh, we just have to leave and re-enter at the first encounter, that'll be shiny, because it's happened repeatedly now. After getting a friend code and being like, oh, let me just go see what this person has just to let them know like what's in their Safari so they can tell other people what they have. And then immediately discovering like, oh hey, that's a shiny Jordagon, nice. Or like, hey, that's a shiny Sunfisk, hey, that's a shiny Loudred. This happened so many times. And now I am over here actively looking. And nothing. These guys are hiding from me. They're hiding in the other safaris on the fences outside of mine. I didn't even make it to the fence that time. I bet if I could just go through this gate, I bet there's shinies in the grass over there. Same thing over here. But I can't, so all the shinies are hiding from me. At least I get to look at a lot of snails and a lot of bats. And dragons with very long axes in their face. I guess I can't really complain too much about that. It is a very pretty safari. But it feels like I've seen every single Pokemon that lives in here. Like, that's why I haven't seen a shiny. It's just because it's the same, like, 4 Pokemon that live here. So they're the only ones I'm seeing. It mildly concerns me every time I go a full patch of grass without seeing something. I'm like, where did the Pokemon go? What happened with them? Because I'm supposed to have Illuminate on this Watchog. Actually, I do feel a little bad for you. Your tusks look like they would be very difficult to navigate life with. I guess it's not that bad when you're a dragon and you live in a cave. But I don't know, I feel like the ones in this Friend Safari here, things might be a little more difficult for them. I would really like to give Lillipup a friend up there. Because at this point I don't even want to replace, like, the Lillipup with a Noibat or whatever. I just want to give it a friend, so the poor thing won't be alone anymore. We are almost to odds. There should be 4 more encounters. Because the counter goes up when I run away, so... Yeah, 4 more. Please, I am begging. I don't want to go over odds. Anything. Any of you Pokemon, I would be overjoyed to see a shiny right now. Please. Come on, Sliggoo. Surely you have a shiny friend out there. I was requested to name a shiny Sliggoo Starburst. I'm sure Starburst is in here. I don't think it's gonna happen. Alright, this is the last encounter before we go over odds. Man, that would have been so perfect if it was the shiny. It was a Noibat and everything. Alright. Officially over odds again. This is so sad. It's like the game heard that I wanted, like, the easier challenge. So it was like, oh, you're here for easy? Well, I'm not gonna give you easy. If you want something easy, you gotta go back to Scarlet and Violet. Like, I'm not asking the game to print shinies. I'm still trying to work for them. I would just like them, you know. Like, after a couple hundred encounters, I can do that much. Alright, no. You know, I just gotta stay optimistic. It's starting to get to me again, but optimism, shinies like that. They like when you're happy. Because their whole thing is they want to show up when you're happy, so that way they can make the joy even better. They're like, oh, she's happy, I gotta make her even happier, so that way, I'll take the focus away from whatever's making her happy already. So she won't even care about that anymore. So, I just had to stay positive. I know I will get a shiny today. And if I keep up that mentality, one of them will actually show up. Are you still going for the Dratini? Wow. I don't know why I assumed you just got that already. You only, like, just started that hunt. I really don't know why I assumed that. Also, you don't need to apologize for lurking. That's fine. But yeah, I'm gonna stay optimistic, and the shiny will show up to reward me for it. And also steal away the attention of whatever I'm happy about, so... Oh man. I noticed it lagged that time, so I was like, oh, is it lagging because this one's a shiny, so it has to, like, prepare for it? No. It just wanted to prepare me for the grand entrance of this, Sliggoo. Which, you know what? I appreciate. Sliggoo does deserve a grand entrance. Like, look at that little guy. That's an adorable little slug. Slug snail. That's also... neither, I guess. I think I'm gonna reach 550. And then I think that'll be it for today. Because I do have to take care of my dog tonight and stuff, so I'll have to pause for a while. And instead of streaming the rest of it, I'll probably just hunt offline. I do need to still finish rematching. Oh, I just bumped my mic. I still need to finish rematching all of the gym leaders in Violet, though. Because I believe I have the Pre-Marina event still active, but I won't be able to confirm that until after I fight all the guys. So I'll probably be shiny hunting and doing that at the same time, honestly. I mean, this is pretty straightforward, so... I know I fought, like, 2 of the gym leaders in Violet, and I should be able to steamroll the rest of them pretty easily. So hopefully I'll be able to get all that done tonight. Because, I mean, I've already done it twice before in Scarlet. Now I just have to do it again in Violet. And it helps that I have all my crazy strong Pokemon from Scarlet, and I can just put them in Violet. So those poor guys do not stand a chance. I know I have the sound up so I can hear them, but I still keep feeling like I've missed the shinies somehow, like maybe I just ran away from something, maybe my ears stopped working so I ran from a shiny. But no one's called that out in chat either. So... I guess I haven't? But at the same time, like... I don't know, I just really expected Safari Week to go a lot better. I mean, it's not over yet. Safari Week doesn't end until the 30th, I believe. But unfortunately, I'm only gonna be streaming it until Friday, so I got 2 more days of it. And in a fair world, I'll get at least 2 more shinies. Even though I was hoping to leave with like 5, maybe 6. Is it because I got spoiled with the shiny Illumise before the event even started? And I wasn't, like, I didn't fall on my knees thanking the game, like, wow, a shiny Illumise of all Pokemon, thank you, this is all I've ever wanted! So the game is, like, mad at me now. You know, I don't think... I feel like I'm, like, I'm complaining a lot. But also it is kind of exaggerated, I'm not really that upset. But also, if it wasn't, like, a limited time event, I wouldn't have cared as much to not be getting shinies. But yeah, even then, I am, like, exaggerating how annoyed I am. Because I have had some pretty bad shiny hunts before, so this is only slightly over odds, that's really, like, nothing to complain about. Yeah, I'm gonna end Safari Week with a single shiny at this rate. But you know what? I am happy with my Lillipup. That little guy is adorable. Like... just look at her. It's the cutest little puppy roar I've ever seen. I just have to have her motivate me. You know, I bet I would have gotten a shiny yesterday on stream if it wasn't for all the weather delays. That feels like my luck lately. Is the game good? What was that? But again, every time it's crashed, it hasn't been after it lagged like that, so I don't know why it lagging scares me. Because the only times it's ever crashed, it's always just been pure random. It's just the game is working, the next second it is completely frozen, and then the next it's gone. And that's only happened twice? It happens sometimes on load up. But that's just because this poor game is struggling a little. But once it's actually playing, I believe it's only crashed the 2 times. I know it crashed 1 on stream. Actually, you know what? I think it might only be the 1. I think I assumed it crashed twice, but I think it's actually only ever crashed once, like once the game has actually made it past the menu screen. You feel so sick? Why? What's wrong? I can't tell if it's related to the shiny hunting or if it's just you're not feeling well in general. Oh, it's just random. Well, that's unfortunate. I know summer kind of just gets to people and can make them feel sick. I have no idea how hot it is where you are right now, but I know the heat can just mess with people's immune systems and just make them sick. I know the other day I felt like my arms were gonna fall off because I mowed the lawn while it was hot outside, and I don't think the heat really got to me. I just don't think it helped either. Because like by the time I got inside, I literally felt like I was going to wither away to nothing. So I wouldn't be too surprised, I guess, if that was amplified by the heat, but I don't know. I think bodies just in summer in general, they just don't enjoy it. Alright. This is 9 encounters left. Let's hope it's a very eventful 9 encounters. Each one of these encounters is going to be a shiny, I'm betting it now. Okay, the next 8 encounters are all going to be shiny. Alright, that one was just... that was a coincidence, that one wasn't shiny. This next one, 543. It's all shinies from here on. Alright, 44, all shinies from here on. Alright, like I said, from here on. They're all shinies. Okay. The next one. Oh, didn't I count that one? There we go. That should have been 44. Alright. 45. This one's definitely going to be a shiny. 46, for sure. I just know it, guys. I have full faith in number 46. Come on, I just know this one's gonna be shiny. Like I said, 47, that's the one. Maybe the shinies are all just too unnerved, and that's why they're not showing up. Alright. Next one, for sure. This is absolutely gonna be the shiny, this next one. I've got that good feeling. Alright. I believe in it, this next encounter. I just gotta stay hyped. Well... Alright, next is the last encounter. But you know what? I've seen it happen before. People have gotten the last encounter as a shiny on stream before. This last one, it's gonna be shiny. Oh, dang it. I was really hoping the forced optimism would really work on that. But no, the shinies, they knew. They could tell it was all fake. And they don't appreciate being lied to. Well, that is still gonna be it for today. Because I can hear my dog in the other room, all sad. I was gonna say something. Wow, the thought immediately left my mind as soon as I, like, opened my mouth. Oh, I am still going to stream tomorrow. I think I'm gonna start a little early tomorrow. I'm gonna try to start a little early. Because if I don't start early, I'll make the stream longer. But either way, I am very determined to get another shiny, like, on stream during Safari Week, so... Yeah, tomorrow's gonna be an extra long stream to attempt for that. I'm hoping, like, at least a 4-hour stream. But yeah, that is gonna have to be it for today. I really appreciate everyone who hung out on stream today, whether they were lurking or chatting. Both are very much appreciated. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow, don't worry. But yeah, that is it for today. I will see you guys later.